I have a lot of cards here. I can talk about magic every day. If I can give more back to magic. Just 10% that magic gave to me in the past, I did a great job.
In my previous video, I gave an overview of the history of FISM from the beginning to modern times. But what is FISM today? How is it managed? And what is its future? Who can answer these questions better than FISM president himself? Correct. Nobody. This is why I'm super proud and excited to have Andrea Baioni, the international FISM president, as a guest on my channel today. Andrea Baioni is a passionate magician, a professional digital marketer, a CEO of his own company AB Studio, and of course a person who is leading the International Federation of Magic Societies, FISM. We had a great chat about his view on magic, about FISM and its goals, and about what to expect from the upcoming FISM 2025. My name is Alex Romanov. This is Art of Impossible. Let's begin.
So, dear Andrea, thank you so much for joining me for an interview. It's a really privilege to have you on this channel.
It's my pleasure, Alex. Really a pleasure.
And maybe we can start with a little bit of your personal story of magic. So, what is your favorite type of magic as a performer or as a spectator?
Of course, I know I'm not a professional magician, or better, I'm not now a professional magician. I was a professional magician, and when I started in the early '70s in Italy, the most famous magician was Sylvan. And so for this reason, of course, manipulation was for me was the art of magic. And I studied a lot of magic, and I was in love with comedy, to be honest. Ali Bongo, Karen Fox, and I was inspired by them, and I love comedy because I think that it's very difficult to walk on the narrow line between magic and comedy, and the risk is you become a comedian and forget the magic. But if you would like to be a really comedy magician, so you have to be a good comedian and a good magician as well. And of course, for this reason, I think it's a very difficult category of magic. But I love everything. I study a lot. I can show my library, but they have more than 3,000 books about comedy, about mentalism, about stage illusions, and to be honest, in early '90s, I was really involved in card magic, and I wrote a lot of new ideas on apocalypse. Harry Lorraine was one of my myths.
So you still find time nowadays to sit with a deck of cards from time to time, or just to perform in your busy schedule?
Come on, magician needs to have. I have a lot of cards here. Magic Christians, you see. So I think that magic is first of all something that fill your life. Nowadays, that I manage a lot of other tough politics and organizing, but the first thing is wow, there is something special, wonderful. I can study and understand how to use. Of course, it's difficult to find time to perform, but to study, I have a lot of books on my close to my bed to read before to sleep.
Oh, that's great. Yes, that's great, because I think it's impossible to be a part of the organizational structures without also being passionate for the arts. So it's great to hear that you keep this passion alive. And but when did you decide, or like how did it happen that you got involved into more of like management and organizational aspect of magic?
I was involved, first of all, in competition. So I competed a long time ago in a competition in Italy, and I understood that competition is a wonderful platform where magicians can share, and they can have a deadline, and they can develop new ideas, and they are pushed to think about magic. And so for this reason, I start as a competitor, and then I was involved as a organizer, and then as a judge. And at the end, I thought that magic gave me a lot, is giving me a lot. Because, of course, if I can do what I do, is because magic helped me to meet a lot of people around the world, talk with really incredible VIP, and for this reason, I think was my time to give something to magic, and I decided to work first of all as president, vice president of Club Magic Italiano in Italy, and then I was the director of Italian team, and then FISM Europe, and then FISM International. And again, when somebody think about president or vice president or board member, a lot of people think that we are politicians. No, we are magicians first. We are magicians first, and we would like to work for magic, to think about magic, how people think about magic, laymen.
And now if we move to the topic of FISM, so on the homepage of FISM and your personal introduction or address, you write, I have always followed a simple rule to develop my projects for FISM: study the past, read the present, and design the future. So what would you say is your most important lesson from the past of FISM?
FISM started from an idea of involved magicians, of involved association, and became a worldwide platform where magician can find good motivation to look at the future and go forward. And I think this is the most important lesson from the past. From Dotel, one of the founder, through Eric Asvin, Domenico Dante, Maurice Pierre, and so on. All these people try to involve magicians and make FISM really the platform where the association can help each other, and at the end, the associations must to push their magicians to go to the World Championship as a final goal. And this is the lesson that I learned from the past.
Yeah, absolutely. And according to the aims or objectives of FISM, one of them is to fight against exposure and copies of magic acts, effects or inventions, presentations, or original routines. So, and this is of course a topic that's being discussed a lot because it's really complicated one, right? How we fight against exposure, and I think many attempts have been done and being done, but it happens anyway. So what's actually can be practically done to fulfill this goal?
But you said the right things. Happens in the past will happen in the future, of course. But I think that we can manage a different way to think about the secret, because of course the secret in the past was the main part of magic, and I think that right now the secret is only a part of happens when you see something in magic. So, for example, emotion or involving people or understanding things. Let me tell you something that looks like me, close to magic. When you go to see a movie, of course there are a lot of tricks. For example, you say Star Wars, and there are a lot of tricks to make a lot of flight, or people that fight with laser sword and so on. But nobody think about, oh, how they can do this. Of course, there are someone that think how they can do, and they try to find the solution, or to looking for a tutorial on YouTube. But right now, movies are something different. People go to watch a movie for the emotion that the movie can give them. And I was one time I attend to Lance Barton show in Vegas, and beside me there were a couple of laymen, and I asked them, "Wow, do you love magic? Are you a magician?" "No, we are not." "Oh, wow, great! Do you like it?" "Wonderful." It's the 13th time I came and I look at this wonderful show. 13? You pay 13 times the ticket to see the same show? Yes, of course, because it's great, emotional. And this is the idea. We have to work not only for hide the secret. Of course, we have to, but this is not the most important thing. I think the most important thing is to give people emotion. And about the copy, if you try to find your way and change the feeling of your performance to someone, of course you will be unique. This doesn't mean original, but unique. Of course you have to protect your idea. You can patent your idea. You can. And of course, FISM can help you to protect your idea. We have, in FISM, we have a intellectual right consultancy group. A consultancy group helps FISM to understand if someone copy someone during a competition, of course. But it's very difficult. You need people that know very well history, understand very well magic. But we have done in the past, during the last World Championship, in the European Championship, one in 2009. The World Championship was in Beijing. The FISM board did a great job to be sure that in the dealers that there were no copy of any trick, any effect. And so it's a work that we of course we work on this. We try to protect intellectual property of magicians. It's important.
Another objective of FISM, which is actually very sounds important to me, because I'm a big fan of magic history. I wrote a PhD on the history of magic, so and I believe that it deserves much more love and attention also inside and outside of the magic community. And one of the goals of FISM is to develop and preserve the knowledge of the history of magic. So what's your view on that, and how do you think it can be achieved?
Of course, we share the same passion about the history of magic. I think that we can do our part, first of all, to promote the idea that we have to study history of magic. And this is one of my goals, is communicate more. And communicate more means push seeds in the magic community to make the community think about what they can do. Second thing that we can do, and we are doing, it's very strange, but I know, I promise that I would like to be transparent. It's very strange, but there is no archive of picture of FISM World Championship. There is no archive. And so I'm started to recover all the picture come from magician in the past. It's very difficult because there are around the world in someone that is in own personal archive. And this is another way to study magic. A good friend of mine, Aldo Giurmino, was a writer and of the FISM book, and he collected a lot of information about FISM and a lot of documents. And we are working to develop a database about information of FISM to make possible in the future to study the present, the past of FISM, because it's not only the theme, the topic of who was the president, but I mean who was the champion, and it's possible to see the act of Richard Ross or something like that. And I think this is important, because when somebody tell me, young magician don't like to see old magician, it's false. I know that they don't know, but if they see, I said Richard Ross or Tommy Wonder or the great magician Max Malini, Fred Capps, of course they can understand and they can learn a lot and understand what does it mean with kind of change magic is doing, and what is the basis, the pillars of magic. And we try to build this kind of archive to give to the magic community. It's a long, hard work, but we are doing.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. And I also absolutely agree. I do believe that it's important to look at the acts from the past, and also it's important to put them in context, because I think nowadays, when of course you see lots of good magic on also like online, and then you can take some things for granted, like everybody can do back palms, but it wasn't like this all the time, or like some things which you are used to, someone actually did them for the first time ever, and that was huge. So I think just showing to appreciate that, learning to appreciate that, and teaching to appreciate that, it's a great part of bringing up new generations of magicians. Getting now more to the present state of things, and one thing that interests me, of course, is the FISM competition, because overall it's a complex thing to judge artistic activities, of course, and FISM has criteria, so I'll just name them briefly for our viewers who may not know them by heart. It's showmanship, technique, originality, routining, entertainment value, and magic atmosphere. So, I guess the first four kind of more or less, at least I can imagine how to judge them. For me, the question would be, how can we really evaluate the entertainment value and especially magic atmosphere, because it sounds very subjective.
About magic atmosphere, think if a juggler competing in a magic competition, there is a magic atmosphere in a juggling act? Of course not. And if you have no criteria about magic atmosphere, a juggler can win a magic competition, because skill, if the juggler is good, skill of the juggler are very good, and routining, if the juggler is good, of course is good. So you have to have a sort of criteria that can help you to put away something that is not a magic act. And magic atmosphere is something like that. And starting from this, if the act keep you and bring you in a sort of magic world, this means that the magic atmosphere is good. It's easy. And again, for entertaining, I would like to say something more. We have 8 categories. So means 5 on stage and 3 in close-up. But what does it mean entertaining? In each category, entertaining is different. For comedy, entertainment means able to have fun with magic. But of course, manipulation, entertainment is not boring with back palm for all the time. So it means that it's able to make the actor able to keep you in the world of the magician. So it's not so difficult. The judges are free to judge with their own point of view. So if I think that is an entertaining actor, for me it's okay. My vote will be high, and for another judge could be not entertaining. I mean it's low. To be honest, happen rarely, but sometimes happen.
Another thing which is interesting is originality, because of course, like, there is so much material, so many acts, that the probability that someone just accidentally, also repeats someone, how can this, number of people in the jury, they cannot know all the acts that exist? So how can they prove the originality of something?
For example, I tell you a story about when I was judging in Rimini in 2015. I saw an actor. I don't say anything about the act, but I saw an actor, and looks like to me very good act, and looks like to me original. But the judge beside me said me, it's the same act of. And I said, okay, doesn't matter. If you say this, we can check it, and we will talk with the competitor, and we will ask him if he know or not, and if he know, of course, when he performed for the first time. And this is what the judges do. Atlas, to me, at the contrary, I was during the European Championship in Blackpool. I saw an actor, and the judges beside me said me, "Oh, very good actor, is original." And I said, "No, it's not original. I know that in 1996, this guy performed this kind of act. That's it." So. Of course, for the originality, we study before the performance, but there are so many different people in the jury with so many different knowledge. Usually, we can find copy, or we are able, or they are able to know if the act is original or not.
How is the jury formed? Is it just basically, in that case, you picking up 9 people who you believe are competent, or does it changes from year to year, and like, who takes this decision?
Starting from 2012, I was involved in a project, and I was the promoter of a project of the judges qualification system. As a system, can help FISM to, first of all, to train judges and to understand better who are the judges that FISM can ask to judge during the continental or world championship. So FISM judge the judges. Is not the right word, judge the judges. We try to understand the habit of the judge. For example, there are judges that usually point too high, and this is not good, because the rules are clear. If you judge someone over 80 points, means that he can be a world champion. And of course, if you judge every competitors more than 80, that's that everybody can be a world champions. So all the results of the jury panel around the world in the FISM qualified contest in the last 10 years, more than 10 years, are in a database, and we have a sort of traffic light, red, yellow, green, to understand which is the level of the judge. Because judging is of course a work needs continuous training. You must to judge in a lot of competition if you would like to understand which is the way of magic. And you have to train yourself watching, of course, competition online, for example, video. The main goal of the jury panel is to give the right award to magician that can bring magic to the future. This is the goal.
How many jury panels are there? Like for each category, it's one?
The jury panel are two. One for stage, so means comedy, stage illusion, mentalism, manipulation, and general magic. And other jury panel for close-up, parlor, micro magic, and card magic. Usually, the judges must come from different countries, must be different genders, and must be come from different kind of magic or different culture. And other important thing, in the final, you know that during the World Championship there is competition, and after the competition there is a final of the first prizes. During the final, there is one or two judges more than the normal jury panel, added to the normal jury panel, that come from showbiz. Monique Nakashan, for example, or someone that in Quebec, a guy that come from the Le Cirque du Soleil. So come from a different environment. To help the judges to have a different point of view. But it is interesting because my experience at the end, what the technical jury panel decided, it's quite close to what the not technical jury panel decided. So entertainment value is entertainment value. For magicians, for not magician, organizer or television producer.
Do you think, or like basically for people who compete at FISM, does winning FISM or getting first prize or Grand Prix automatically transforms into a successful career in show business?
Two things. The first one is not automatic. Is not automatic. Because of course depends about the magicians. If you would like to be a great performer, and would like to be a professional magician, of course, became a world champion, can help her to become a great performer, a professional performer, and a great star around the world. Let me say about the last, for example, Miguel Munoz. He is a great performer, and he became a world champion, and is performing around the world with his act. There are other magicians that they are thinker, or they are not professional magicians, amateur, for example. I think about another Spanish guy. I'm talking about Hector Mancha. He's a fireman.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
He's a fireman. And when I asked him, "Oh, you won the world championship, and of course you will start to go around the world." No, 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 no. I am a fireman. I will stay at home. I will work as a fireman and with my family. Of course, if someone would like that I perform as a magician, as a world championship, I will do. But I would like to be a fireman. Well, that's it. But of course, if you think about the FISM winner in the past, Schimlin, Eric Chen, Shoma, Norbert Ferrer, Miguel Munoz, and Sean Farquhar, and of course they became very, very important magician after they won the FISM championship, the FISM World Championship. So somebody tell me, but the FISM is not well known. It is, people know Full Odds or America's Got Talent. It's true. But let me say, a lot of magicians that full Penn and Teller, or a lot of magicians that won America's Got Talent are FISM awarded champions. So means FISM championship, it's something like a trampoline.
Let's briefly talk about some ideological thing. Like, and one of the questions would be, of course, how or is FISM in any way now contributing to idea of diversity and also inclusivity? Because, of course, we all know magic was and still is, unfortunately, very male dominant profession. Is there anything that can be done also from the FISM perspective?
Inclusivity means a lot of things. And sometimes the risk is, if you do something to be inclusive, you risk to focus on the diversity. So I don't know if I able to explain what I'm thinking, but the idea is, if, for example, a G category for magician with a handicap. I think if you have a category for this kind of diversity, you are not inclusive. You spot on the diversity, and I would like to explain that I think it's better to be inclusive in another way. I worked for a lot of time as I told you, as a managing director of Italian team. And in 2018, the World Championship of Magic was in Busan, Korea. And I worked for 3 years, from 2015 to 2018 with the Italian team. In the group, there were a magician with the SLA on the wheelchair, and he told me, "No, I don't want to perform because I'm different. Because it's difficult for me and the people I can't compete with magicians, normal magicians." And I told him, "No, you can. You must, because of course, you must to perform in your way. You are unique, and you must to go." I spent a lot of time to convince him, but I won, and he won. A lot of work, because understand, with the wheelchair, flight, go there, a lot of work with an assistant. He works a lot with the idea and the point of the fact he was on the wheelchair, but he compete with everybody and he won. And this is the way to compete. This is my idea. And diversity, you spot the idea of magic is for male first, and And I agree. We have to work to involve more women. But we are doing this kind of work. For example, the FISM North America president is René Claude Auclair, a woman. 2 members of the FISM Europe board are women, Priska Walter and Christina Niemann. A lot of judges during the World Championship or the Continental Championship are women. I mentioned the last Sylvia Schorm, Christina Niemann, Priska Walter, and Juliana Chen. So we are working to involve more women. I think that women can change our perspective, can change our point of view. And again, we are pushing the association to work with women, but not as someone different from us. I mean, we're a great community. I think that we must to be inclusive without saying that we are inclusive.
Moving on to the next FISM in 2025. Is there a plan or a vision to make it also more accessible or more visible in the general public, like involvement of TV or press, or it's still gonna be a bit of more closed community event?
I think we have to rethink the idea of convention, and I think that, of course, we have to involve more, not only the magic community, but of course we have to communicate more. We have to involve more press. We have to involve more media, all media. I was really surprised, and surprised in a good way. I saw that Chris Ramsey, after the FISM Quebec, he recorded a wonderful video on YouTube about FISM, and he said a lot of wonderful things about FISM. He is an influencer, a really important one, and someone that is not directly involved on the idea of association, on the idea of World Championship, goes to the World Championship and say, what a wonderful atmosphere, what a wonderful organization, what a wonderful moment, is a good way to promote FISM. But I don't think it is the only way. We need to talk about World Championship on television. And I think, despite to the fact that everybody know that television was not a good idea in Rimini. I don't want to hide me behind the finger. I would like to say what's happened. Was a problem. Was a problem for magician. Was a problem. But of course, we need to use television and not television used us. So means we must to promote the idea that magic is a wonderful art with the great events, with the competition like Olympic Games of Magic, involve people in around the world and not only. So we are thinking about a different way to promote FISM 2025 and even for the future of World Championship. I can't spoil a lot, but let me say that we are working on this project since the beginning, and I'm confident that we are finding the right way.
Maybe just in simple terms, like if you would explain it to a 10 years old as a president, like what do your tasks on a daily basis, like what are you busy with?
My work is every day to answer to a lot of email that come from everywhere in the world. I tell you what's happened this morning. Just for example, I received an email from India, from a president of association that would like to become a member of FISM, and of course I have to give him support for this. Other two things I do. The first is to talk with president and people and VIP. So I plan a lot of meetings, web meetings, with people around the world to understand what they would like to do, that what they are thinking about magic, what's happened in South America or in Asia or in North Europe or somewhere in the world, and which is the feeling, what they are thinking about, what they would like to do with for magic in their country or in their continent, to inspiring people and to try to share. And the last one is work on the project. We have a couple of projects. I told you before, a couple of projects. We would like to promote more the FISM qualified contest, and we have a project that we call, I tell you just the initial, FMR, FISM Magician Ranking. I expose the meaning, FISM Magician Ranking. And we are working on this project. We are working on changing some rules. It's a full-time job, needs a lot of effort, but it's wonderful. I'm a lucky person, really lucky person. I'm lucky person because I'm here to talk with you about magic, and I can talk about magic every day. What I want more? Nothing. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, it does sound, I mean, it sounds busy, but when you think that it's actually like all magicians talking about magic and organizing stuff around magic, it's it becomes like really sounds like a great way to, basically great way to live.
Other thing that I do, and I don't forget, even if I president of FISM International, so the Federation of Association, of course, a lot of magicians write to me to ask me advice about their act. And so I see a lot of acts during the night, when I have spare time, I take notes and send a message to these guys. It's a wonderful job. Of course it's tough, but doesn't matter. If I can give more back to magic. Just 10% that magic gave to me in the past, I did a great job.
So the final part of our chats, even though I could talk to you, of course, for long, but you said you're a busy man. You have probably already hundreds of emails in your inbox during our conversation. So just a set of questions that will be short questions. And the idea is that you answer fast. You don't have to answer briefly, but just kind of like the first thing which comes to your mind. 3 greatest magicians of the past. Maybe still alive.
Of course, David Copperfield. Of course, I told my passion for comedy, and so Carter Fox for me. In the past, of course, Houdini changed everything. So these 3.
3 books that you think any magician should read. Theory, practice, whichever.
One I love, Life Safer, is a book that I read 100 times. The 3 books of Tommy Wonder, of course, and looks like boring. I don't want to looks like someone that, but for me, the trilogy of Fiske changed my life. But it's only personal.
Of course, yeah, but that's a very valid choice. If someone approaches you at a convention, let's say again it's a kid, or maybe like someone who just started in magic and says to you, Mr. Baioni, how do I become a world championship of magic? What one piece of advice would you give?
I would like to say something that I say always to the people that ask me how can develop a an act that can be awarded to the world championship. And first of all, I must to know the rules. Looks like strange, but if you compete, first of all, you must know the rules. The second, you must to know which kind of direction is going magic. If someone never attend to a competition or to a world championship or to a continental championship, it's very difficult to understand what's happened there. Because some magician became world championship because they understood very well the direction. The example is Miguel Munoz. Miguel Munoz or Norbert Ferrer. Miguel Munoz. Miguel Munoz competed in a world championship and he was not awarded as a Grand Prix. And he understood that, understood not only by himself, but he asked, he shared, he compared, and he understood that there was something that missed in the act. Compete again with a incredible finale. That's it. And the third, be unique, be yourself. If you are someone else, you will never become a world champion.
Last one, if you could just maybe finish the sentence in any way you like. You should visit FISM because
if you are a lover of magic, if you would like to be part of history of magic, is the only place where you can meet some magician from the past, great magician of the present, and you can see the magician of the future, and where you can smell magic.
Yes, so yeah, I guess there is no choice. Every magician just must do that because Andrea, we can't argue with that. So yeah, I hope that those viewers of this interview who haven't yet decided probably will make a decision soon. And at this point, I would really love to thank you for spending this time with me, of talking so openly about FISM, your personal view on that and how it works. It was super insightful. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing you very soon, and in May 2024, and then of course in 2025 at the FISM.
Thank you so much, Alex. It's always a pleasure to talk with someone that loves magic like you, and I hope that everybody would like to help FISM to improve, to spread the idea that magic is a wonderful art. It's a wonderful art with history, with a lot of background. Can write me. It's easy. You can go on the FISM website, fism.org. You can find my email address. You can write me. I will be more than happy to answer you and to contact you.
Thank you. That's great.
Thank you, Alex.